Alright guys, welcome to the first video in my innovative marine 20-gallon Peninsula build. So this tank is going to be a Softie only tank. It's going to be a really minimalist and ultra low maintenance setup. We're not going to be running a skimmer, a reactor, or any other fancy equipment. We are simply going to rely on water changes for the first few months to get the system stable. And eventually the goal is to eliminate the water changes and simply top off and let the system do its thing. So in order to achieve that, we're going to stock some really easy to keep corals, Softies only, and 2 to 3 fish at the most. So let me guide you guys through the setup, and for the next installment there will be some fish in here. So let's get to it. Okay, for the dimensions, we have 30 inches in width, 11 inches in depth, and 13 inches for the height. So if you go ahead and purchase a 20-gallon long aquarium stand, you should get quite a nice fit to it. That's what I went ahead and did. I got this stand from the Walmart website. It has a really nice black glossy finish to it. I paid about $100 for it. So it's a lot of savings over buying Innovative Marine's included stand, which I think goes for about $300. The advantage to the original stand, however, is that it's actually shaped for a Peninsula tank. So it has both sides with the same look to it, basically. Now this stand has a pretty nice door to it. You can click it in, and it has an open back panel for all your cords and plenty of space for your ATO equipment. And then it has a magnet to guide it back into place, and you can lock it so that it stays. So I paid about $150 for this tank. I got it used on OfferUp. It was in perfect condition, so that's a pretty good deal. And I got the stand for $100. So if you buy this brand new, you're looking at $300 for the tank and another $300 for the stand. Now I don't mind having it set up against the wall. I still like the fact that I have more display area with the Peninsula style rather than going with the Innovative Marine, the standard 20-gallon all-in-one, which has the sump against the back wall. It takes up more space, and I also prefer the look of the clear background with the wall. Basically makes the display look a lot bigger than it really is. So yeah, that's the dimensions. The sump area is 3 inches of the 30 inches in width. So in reality, the display is 27 inches plus 3 inches for the sump area. So it only takes up about 10% of the total display volume. It's 3 gallons in the sump and 27 gallons for the display area. So this is our little sump area. We have 3 chambers. Chamber 1, I have some filter pad. I have the Innovative Marine's custom media caddy. Right now it's just running a C-Chem Matrix biomedia. In the second chamber you can fit a skimmer or reactor. It's the biggest chamber. So I'm just running a heater in this middle chamber, and I have the mounting bracket here for the lights. And in chamber 3 we are running simply the return pump, and we're going to install an ATO later on. Now a big problem with this tank is there is a lot of evaporation, so you have to be on top of the topping off, otherwise you're going to let the pump run dry. And that can happen for me in about 12 hours. It's starting to run dry, so I have to top it off in the evening and in the morning. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy the ATO soon, because it's getting pretty old to be topping off, you know, twice a day. And yeah, so the lighting is the current USA Loop 24-inch LED. It's a really nice LED which has some nice programmable features on the app. It runs through Bluetooth, and I think it's going to do a great job growing soft corals in this tank. Again, it's only 13 inches in height, plus the light is 5 inches off the water, so 16 inches at the most the light has to cover. So we have a nice even coverage of the really narrow tank. No problem for just one LED. And yeah, the bracket is also really nice. You can I think the bracket is $25, but it comes with the two mounting brackets, which allows you to hang the light over the tank and get a really nice even spread. Okay, so that's the tank for now. We have this emergency bubbler in case the power goes out. We can still run oxygen to the display tank once we get the fish and corals in there. And yeah, so last but not least, we have the aquascape. So it's super minimalist. We have this branching rock. I actually got this from a previous nano tank I purchased, which came with live rock. It's really beautiful. So this piece was actually connected to this piece over here, and it broke off, which works out pretty fine. We have two really porous pieces here, and then we have this little archway left over from my main 75-gallon tank, and we have a couple of small pieces over here forming a tiny archway. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for the rockscape. Really minimalist. It's going to leave plenty of room for the fish to swim and the corals to grow out. So that's it for now, guys. Just a quick tour of the tank. Next week I'm getting a shipment of 4 fish in. Those fish are going to be temporary residents in this tank. They're going to help it get stable, get running, and I'm going to add some soft corals after that. But eventually the fish are going to go into my 75-gallon tank. They are the last 4 fish I'm going to be adding to that system. So I'm going to leave them in here for a month or two to, you know, acclimate them. And they're already quarantined, actually. I purchased them quarantined, so I'm just going to observe them here for about a month and then throw them into my 75-gallon. And after that, by then I should have some soft corals in here, and I'll start looking into what I'm actually going to stock this tank with on a permanent basis. Okay, so that's it for the first video, guys. Stay tuned. I'm going to be updating you guys once I get the first fish and corals in.